Okay, so in this video we actually got wires burning on this capacitor here. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right here. This was the capacitor that was here, was right in here. So if you notice here, the actual wires melted. The terminals is just melted off over here. Okay, the capacitor actually is still good. You could still use it, but you can still see that there's a little bit of oil there. I mean, it would still work, but the problem is in summertime, you know, technicians are very busy. I don't have time to come back here, you know, every 2 months to fix this burnt wire. So I'm just going to fix this problem pretty much guaranteed in full. Now, if you notice, this is a single capacitor, okay, and this is actually a dual capacitor. But since I only have this one in my truck right now, I'm just going to use the capacitor for the compressor on this one and not use the fan, okay? So what I'm going to do is, whenever you get a unit that's actually burning wires, it's probably one of the biggest callbacks there is, especially on these little units. This is actually a 3.5 ton unit, okay? I mean, it's not that small, but it's pretty small for the size of this house, right? It's a pretty big house. And I mean, this unit is actually working really hard. That's why it's doing this, right? So with my experience, if you don't actually, when these units start to burn capacitors, I mean, they're usually running on high pressures or there's a big heat load in the area. The condenser doesn't look too bad. You know, a little cleaning might help. But what you want to do in a situation like this, and actually somebody came out about a month ago and put this contactor in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some heavy duty wires on this unit, okay? So the first thing you want to do, okay, whenever you get the wires burning like this, okay, it's probably the first time, but like I said, I don't get callbacks. I hate getting callbacks. I'm just going to do this job perfectly one time and not ever come back to the same problem, right? So if you notice now on this unit, I put this heavy duty wire up on here, okay? I actually know what I could do. This wire is a little bit too long. I'm going to cut this wire. It's a little bit too long, actually. Well, this is what I'll do first. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here, actually. Okay, remember now, this is your capacitor. I mean, this is your compressor wire. So if you notice, here is hermetic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this like this here. Okay. So if you notice, I got that like that. Put it like right there. Okay. And now remember, these are special wires. You usually only use these for compressors, but I like using these wires actually for burnouts on your capacitor. Okay. I mean, I've never had a callback after doing this, okay? So pretty much it's nice and tight. And what this is, these wires are, it's a compressor repair kit, but I use these on capacitors like this when I get these problems. A lot of guys don't like using it because they say it's just too expensive, right? These aren't cheap wires, right? So this is your common. If you notice, the common is going to be hooked up to your power. So that's going to go to your C right here. Okay, it's a little loose, so what we're going to do is we're going to tighten it up a little bit. We're just going to tighten it up. You always want your connections really tight, okay? Make it just a little tight. Okay, nice and tight. That's going to go in here. Okay, we're going to, let's see where this flathead's at. Okay, so it's really tight. This thing ain't going nowhere, right? Now what we're going to do is, once we got that in there like that, we know where to cut, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We can probably cut it right there like that. Got mosquitoes here. Oh, I can't stand the mosquitoes. Okay, so now you got a wire on there that you know ain't gonna go nowhere, right? And that's pretty much it. I mean, this thing is ready to go. You got the compressor wired in, right? New capacitor, right? Look at that, new capacitor, right? New contactor. Let's see if this unit comes on now. See if the fan comes on. There we go. Sounds good. All right, thanks for watching the video.